Welcome to the podcast about the silent way and Suggestopedia teaching methods. The silent way is the name of a method of language teaching devised by Caleb Gatino. It is based on the idea that teachers should be as silent as possible during a class, but learners should be encouraged to speak as much as possible. So, the silent way is an approach to language teaching designed to enable students to become independent, autonomous, and responsible learners. It's part of a more general pedagogical approach to learning and teaching and learning process created by Caleb Gatino in the 1960s. It's constructivist in nature, leading students to develop their own conceptual models of the aspect of language. This method begins by using a set of colored wooden rods and verbal commands. So, let's move on to the key characteristics of the silent way. As with any other method or approach, the silent way is driven by certain principles, which are the following. So the first one is the teacher gives a chance to answer first rather than explaining something. The chance might be given through silent pointing at the objects and encouraging students to name the objects themselves. So the second one is students don't have a ready to repeat model they can use. They have to build their own associations with the teacher's gestures and try naming the objects on their own with no extra help. So the third one is students have to show the teacher that they understand the material. Simple recreation or repetition without any extra thinking is not enough. So the fourth one is students try to rely more on their knowledge and peers than on the teacher's help. Number 5. Reading is taught from the start. However, some prior knowledge is actively used in order to avoid extensive explanations. So, what is the role of a teacher in the silent way method? So, the first one is a technician or an engineer who facilitates learning or neutral observer. The second one, teacher silently monitors learners' interactions with each other. Number 3, the teacher uses gestures, charts, and manipulates in order to elicit and shape students' responses. So these are the learner's rules and teaching learning methods. So the first one is learners are expected to develop independence, autonomy, and responsibility. Second one, the absence of correction and modeling requires students to develop inner criteria and to correct themselves. Number 3, learners work collectively rather than competitively. The fourth one, a learner should be a teacher, problem solver, and a self-evaluator. As for the silent ways techniques, the most popular methods used within the silent way are the following. So, first, teacher silence, which is used to provoke students' active work and give them space for their own critical thinking. The second one, rods, which can be used for both explanation and practice of certain vocabulary and grammar. The third one, peer correction. So the teacher is not supposed to correct every single mistake. They should promote peer correction, self-observation, and independence. So the fourth one, gestures, which is a popular way of making students guess certain words or build some association without interfering, interrupting, or talking too much. How effective is the silent way? So lots of people have negative things to say about the silent way. More precisely because of the teacher's distance and the generally unfavorable classroom conditions. However, Even though treating the students with silence or expecting a lot of independence might not always work, a lot of the silent way principles are still used. Till now, we know enough to assume that the creation of up-to-date techniques took a lot of time and effort, achievements, and mistakes. Yes, some methods, principles, and approaches have lost their popularity throughout time, but at the same time, all of them have given us something we consider effective till now. In the case of the silent way, its students' independence, application of critical thinking, use of rods, etc. So let's move on to the Suggestopedia teaching method. So Suggestopedia is an innovative method that promises great effective language learning results. Lozanov claimed that by using this method, one can teach languages approximately 3 to 5 times as quickly as conventional methods. Suggestopedia is a teaching method developed by the Bulgarian scholar Professor Georgy Lozanov, a physician, psychiatrist, and brain physiologist. The term was coined and published for the first time in Bulgarian in 1965 and in English in 1967. Suggestopedia was founded in the 70s by Professor Lozanov, and it was acknowledged in the late 70s by an international group of UNESCO experts. So these are the characteristics of Suggestopedia methods. So the first one is students must be comfortable, which is provided by easy chairs, dim lighting, and soft music. Second, posters are hung around the door, which enhances grammar learning. The third one, handouts are given to students which contain dialogues. Also, some notes are written down about grammar and vocabulary. So, what is the role of the teacher? What is the role of the students in Suggestopedia teaching methods? So, the teacher's role, they take an authoritative attitude. So, they should create situation in which learners are most suggestible and present the linguistic material in a way to encourage positive retention and reception by the learners. While the learner's role must adopt a pseudo-passive state, so they should absorb what is presented to them. In conclusion, both the silent way and Suggestopedia are innovative language teaching methods that prioritize student engagement and autonomy. The silent way emphasizes learner independence, encouraging students to discover language structures through problem solving and creativity. In contrast, Suggestopedia leverages relaxation and positive suggestion to enhance memory and learning capacity, creating a comfortable and immersive environment.
Good afternoon, class. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you today? We're good. Okay, nice one. So, for today I would like to read you a short story about the itsy bitsy spider. So, the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water's mouth. Down came the rain, sound. So, the vowel A represent with the color violet. And then the color E represent with the color pink. The vowel I represent a color green. And then the vowel O represent with the color yellow. And then the last one is the vowel U represent with the color red. So we have here an example of some words. So we will practice your pronunciation. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. So, cat. Okay. Priscilla, come here in front and answer the missing vowel sound. Please read it. Cat. Okay, thank you. Please sit down. And then, B. Okay. You answer the vowel sound. Please read. B. Okay, thank you. Very good. And then, the third vowel sound. P. Okay, Gia may answer the missing vowel sound. Okay, thank you, Gia May. And then the fourth vowel sound. Cow. Okay, cow. Okay, you. Please read cow. Okay, thank you. And then the last. Unicorn. Okay, unicorn. Okay. Okay, thank you. Sit down. So now we're gonna start learning without the vowel. So now I'm gonna ask you just with the colors, we still remember the sounds of each vowel. So are you ready?
Yes.